Justin Bieber did come to my work. Jackson, Rod Stewart, Snooki. What is going on? What is up, my besties? Hello, we're chilling here. We're all cozy and comfy. I got my oversized Justin Bieber merch from like when I was in grade 8. I got my fuzzy Mickey Mouse pajamas that my mom got for Christmas last year, and then she doesn't wear them. Today, we're all cozy and comfy for one very good reason. Because we're friends and we're gonna be chatting and having a good time. It's like 5:30 at night right now. I just got home from work. I'm exhausted. My hair looks like a croissant on top of my head, and my dog left his toy in here. It's a Santa Claus and it's his favorite thing. Anyways, I am in the process of packing up boxes. I have my nice lovely mess over here, and I'm gonna continue packing up boxes as I talk to you guys, but I thought I would tell you guys some fun little stories while I do that. I'm also gonna turn off this light because I hate it, so give me 1 second as I slide away. Hallelujah. So basically, I'm going to tell you guys 3 different stories today. The first one doesn't really have much to it being a story. It's mainly just a fact. But the other 2 have stories. And yes, you read the title correctly. Justin Bieber did come to my work. And what were the other stories I was going to say? Oh, Jackson, Rod Stewart. What's his actual name? Something Earl? Oh my god, wait. I literally know. And then I start filming this. Jackson, Rod Stewart. Jason Earls. I knew that. I met Jason Earls at a Why Don't We concert, and that was an experience. But I just thought I would tell you guys these fun little stories as I do stuff, because I'm home alone right now, I'm bored, and if I don't talk to somebody, I will do absolutely nothing and sit on TikTok for the next hour. So, story time. Let's start off at the beginning. This one dates back to probably 2007 or something. Like, it was a long ass time ago. And I was in Disney World. I was there on a family vacation. I was there with my cousins and my aunts and uncles and my parents and my brother, and it was a fun trip. We went to, excuse me? Why is my carpet falling out of the bottom? We went on a Caribbean cruise, and then after the cruise, it was from Florida, so we went to Disney World for a few days. We were in Magic Kingdom, because obviously Magic Kingdom's my favorite park, and we go into a store called the Emporium. And for those of you who've never been to Disney before, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but for those of you who have been to Magic Kingdom, you know what the Emporium is, or even, not even Disney World, Disneyland. Like, it's the big store at the end of Main Street, like, it's got everything. So that's where you go at the end of the day to go buy all of your stuff. And so did Snooki. So it was the evening, we were leaving the park for the day, we were flying home the next day or something, and we went to the Emporium. It was me and my dad. My mom was outside with my brother, and then my cousin and his girlfriend were inside there. We're inside there. I just remember walking by this weird girl with this big poof on her head and a security team, basically. There was some security, there was some people from guest relations there, and I thought, wow, she must be famous, because, you know, only famous people have guest relations people with them, which is, it's pretty much true. Guest relations is a very, very expensive, like, the VIP tours is expensive to do, so you're either famous and you need it for security purposes, or you have a lot of money. So it's one or the other. Like, the average Joe doesn't get a VIP tour. It's not gonna happen. I mean, if you want it to happen, it can, but you're gonna be spending a lot of money, and honestly, not worth it. My zipper broke. That's too bad. But I remember seeing her, and this was like in the prime of when Snooki was Snooki. Like, before she was Nicole, before like she mellowed out, before Jersey Shore kind of like dismantled. It was the peak of it all. And I remember people were like going up to her and like talking to her and stuff, and I was just like this little kid, not really knowing what was happening, but like thought it was kind of weird. I knew obviously who she was and she looked familiar, but I didn't know who she was by seeing her. My cousin, on the other hand, Jenny, she did. And so I remember, because me and my dad left the store first, and we go and we're waiting outside for the rest of the family, and Jenny comes up, she's like, oh my god, Snooki's in the store, did you see her, did you see her, did you see her? And I was like, oh yeah, like I did see Snooki, like that's kind of cool. I didn't realize it was her, but like, cool, I met Snooki, even though like I completely did not meet her. But me being a child, I was like, yes, I met Snooki, I met a famous person, wow, look at me go. I mean, look at me go now, how the tables have turned. But anyway, so I thought it was really cool. My dad thought Snooki was a man this entire time. He's like, I thought Snooki was a guy. Like, I didn't know it was a girl. He doesn't know who Snooki is. He's a man. He's a dad. Like, why would he know who Snooki is? But thought that was kind of cool. But that was the first little story, and probably the least interesting. Which one do I want to tell next? I feel like I want to save the Justin Bieber one for the end. I'm going to tell you guys the one about Jason Earls now. So this actually dates back to last summer. no, not last summer. I guess it's 2021. It dates back to 2019. It was July 20th, 2019, and I was in Las Vegas for a Why Don't We show. So I'm from Canada, obviously. I talked about this before. Me and my friends traveled for the 8 Letters tour. I went to some shows in California and then also the show in Las Vegas. It was super, super fun. Had a great, fantastic time. But we were waiting in line for VIP, and this was VIP checks in at about 3:30 for Limelight, and then the other VIPs check in like 3:45, 4 o'clock, 4:30-ish time frame, depending how behind schedule they are and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you guys the rest of the story in just a second. Hold that thought. I had to unplug my clock radio from the wall. I just really hope I wake up in the morning the next couple weeks. I move in 9 days, so I mean I only have 8 more days of work. That's disgusting. But I just hope my alarm goes off on my phone. It doesn't glitch like it always seems to do when I need to wake up in the morning. Anyway, so we were waiting in line for VIP, and I had a VIP 1 pack. And if you guys are unfamiliar with Why Don't We's whole VIP shenanigans, which some of you might be, basically they have a couple different packages for VIP. They have Limelight, which is like a not even behind the scenes. It's basically like a hangout, a VIP hangout. So you get to hang out with them as well as do the regular VIP experience where people, you know, go up, take a picture, like the step go type of thing, you know. Real quick, real fast, real rushed, but you know, it's fun and kind of worth it if you really like the artist, because then you get to see them for like 2 seconds, but you know, it's fine. I had VIP 1 pack, which is basically just get to go by yourself and take a picture. And then there's also a thing called VIP 2 pack, which there's 2 people that get to go up and take a picture. I, like I said, had a 1 pack, and everyone is divided off into different lines depending on what VIP package you have, because it goes Limelight's going first, and then they check in VIP 1s, and then after that they'll check in the VIP 2s. And so I was waiting in the 1 pack line, and we look in front of us in the 2 pack line, and guess who it is? It's Jason Earls and his girlfriend. And I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. There's no way Jackson Rod Stewart is standing in front of me right now. That's not happening. I am not meeting somebody from Hannah, Montana in line for a Why Don't We concert. Like, this is not happening right now. But it was happening right now. And sure enough, it was him. And he was standing there, and I was like, oh my god, I should go talk to him. Like, I should go, whatever, take a picture with him, meet him, whatever. Like, this is kind of freaking cool. Like, this is a man who got the jerky. They made it really worky beef jerky. Say what? Say, like, literally, I remember we were even quoting that. Like, we were singing the beef jerky song, and I'm like, he's going to hate us, but you know, it's fine. It's all cool. I think it's gonna be a great time. So, me being the awkward piece of garbage I am, obviously, when you see someone familiar, especially somebody famous who I literally looked up to throughout my childhood, like he was my everyday after school TV show. I watched Hannah Montana all the time. Like, that was my favorite show growing up. So obviously seeing him was really freaking cool. So I saw him and I kept looking over at him and like, not necessarily staring, but like definitely looking in his direction, because I was like, first off, who's this girl he's with? Is that his daughter? Is that his girlfriend? Who is it? Like, she was kind of at that age. She kind of looked that way where it's like, she could either be, because he's old. Hey Siri, how old is Jason Earls?
Jason Earls is 43 years old.
43. He's not what you call a spring chicken. And so I wasn't sure if the person who he was with was, like I said, his girlfriend, his wife, his fiance, his daughter, who even knows? Like I said, she kind of had that look where she could either be 18 or 30. Nobody really knows. And turns out it was his girlfriend, or I think fiance or something, and she's, I don't even know, early 30s, mid 30s or something like that. Like, she's quite a bit younger than him. So I mean, our guesstimate wasn't off too much. Get in the box. Our guesstimate wasn't off too much, but still, I was shook. I was like, what the hell is happening? What is going on? It was an eventful situation, to say the least, but it was really freaking cool to kind of see somebody who you looked up to growing up and like, oh my god. And I mean, I didn't go up to him because I was actually being checked in for VIP at that point. Like, our line was moving, so I couldn't just like go up to him and like get a line. Like, I had to go up and get my ID, check in for VIP. We're trying to figure out something else about the whole situation, which I'm not going to talk about because that's a secret. We couldn't just be like, peace out. Like, I'm going to go take a picture with Jason Earls. So We didn't, but we did look at him and he did seem super, super nice, and I did say hi to him as we were like walking by, and he was so sweet. He was taking pictures with everyone. He was, you know, talking to everybody, signing autographs, saying different, like, I remember he said some sort of line from Hannah Montana. He was such a sweetheart, and his girlfriend, fiance, wife, whoever it was taking pictures of like people with him, which was so sweet that she was actually doing that. And yeah, so he, as far as I know in my books, is a really, really great, genuine guy. He brought his girl to a Why Don't We concert, bought her VIP, like they paid for that VIP. They didn't get, you know, on the guest list, like they paid for that. They went in and spent their money and were like, yes, we're gonna buy tickets to see a boy band. They were on that website to buy those VIP tickets, because like you have to be on that website to buy the tickets. Like I had to be on the website to buy the tickets, so did they. Like it was like a bloop, bloop, bye. Okay, we're good. Anyways, so that was that. And then also they had like not the best seats, and I remember seeing his not his Snapchats, his Instagram stories. He was like way up in the balcony with her, and I'm like, oh my god, why do I want to give Jason Earl my tickets? Because I had like row 12 or something, which like isn't even that, I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, like I'm grateful for the tickets I have, but it's not like row 1 or anything. And I'm like, why do I have better seats than Jason Earl's? Like what the heck? Like John, shout out to John, I love you, John. You gotta hook him up, come on. It's Jason Earls. It's Jackson Rod Stewart, man. Well, yeah, that was just a kind of funny experience, like weird encounter. And the last encounter that I want to talk about is with Justin Bieber, who obviously I'm wearing my Justin Bieber merch. Not even planned. I just slept in this last night and I just got home from work and I thought I would put it back on again because the girl's lazy and doesn't want to do laundry more than she has to. So basically, I was at work at Disney World. For those of you who don't know, I did the Disney College program back in 2018. It was the time of my life. But I did it in 2018, and Justin Bieber, as you would know, in 2018, he, you know, just announced that he was getting engaged. He got engaged. He was going to marry Hailey, which was like, oh my god, like, I'm shook. I freaking love Hailey, don't get me wrong, so I was very excited, but it was a very shocking experience just growing up, seeing him from like literally this to now what he is today. It was incredible, but he, like I said, was 2018. He didn't have any new music coming out. He was just kind of in his like hiatus in a way. Purpose had come out a few years ago. Changes hasn't come out yet. It was that in-between phase where he released a few things but not a lot, and it's kind of like he's there but he's not really. Like he's just kind of chilling and enjoying his life, which makes me happy because he definitely got a lot healthier and a lot better, and I'm happy for him and that. But he was in Florida because Hailey was filming something at Universal, and obviously if you're in Florida, if you're in Orlando, most people like to go to Disney World because, you know, we love a good Disney. Basically, I knew he was coming to the park. I was working that day. I knew he was gonna be in Disney. I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, oh my god, I need to meet this man. My friend Laura, shout out to Laura. I literally saw her tweet on Twitter, obviously a tweet on Twitter, of her crying in Magic Kingdom because she met Justin Bieber, and I'm like, this needs to be me tomorrow. So obviously I didn't meet him that day because I was working, but I'm like, oh my god, like this needs to happen to me tomorrow because I know he's still gonna be here, because I saw that he was still gonna be there. So I was like, I need to get there. So I worked in the morning, and me being stupid and not really thinking about it very well and planning very well, I didn't bring a change of clothes. And for those of you who know anything about Disney and Disney College program and all that kind of stuff, you can't wear your costume throughout the park. Like if you're not working, you don't wear your costume. Like that's period. Like if you're going to whatever, CVS or Applebee's after work, that's one thing. People do that all the time, go to Denny's after their shifts at 2 a.m. But you do not wear your costume to the park or any Disney property. Like you have to change. And so that means I'm like, I can't wear my costume throughout, you know, wherever I'm going to go and try and find Justin. So I was like, what can I do to make this work? So I'm like, I have a pair of red pants. Like I had a hoodie. Like I could put my hoodie on, take my shirt off, and it would be fine because I had like a zip up hoodie. But I didn't have any pants. I had these stupid red pants for my costume. I'll put a picture right here. It was interesting. Couldn't wear those throughout the park to go and get different clothes. And I'm like, well, I could always go and I could buy different pants. Or I could just go and buy an oversized t-shirt and then wear that as a dress. But also, do I really want to go and try and walk through the park with the potential of getting in trouble to try and, you know, get a different change of clothes? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go home from work and then go back to the park where he's actually at. Because he wasn't at Magic Kingdom, he was at Epcot that evening. But here's the thing that gets me. He was at Magic Kingdom in the morning, and I did know that he was there in the morning because I work in Magic Kingdom, and I knew he was there because my coworkers saw him, but I did not, and I'm still angry about it if you couldn't tell. I worked at AT&T, which if you guys don't know what that is, which most of you probably don't, that's Adventureland's Aladdin Tiki Treehouse. So it's the Aladdin Magic Carpet Ride, and then it's Tiki Room. We all know, good old tiki room, and then it's the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. I was working at Aladdin. I was working at the carpets, and I remember I was at Merge, which Merge basically is the one that it's a point at the attraction where you take the fast pass line and you take the regular standby line and you merge them together into the final little strip of the line to go onto the attraction to load onto the ride. I was working there and I'm like, wow, I kind of have to go to the washroom. Like, I have to pee, not gonna lie. Hopefully somebody will take me for rotation soon, and that's when we like move to another spot. So I'll go and do greeter, or I'll go and like run the actual ride and check the seatbelts, or like go to the tiki room or do whatever. And I was like, hopefully someone will come soon and then I can go to the bathroom. Because I remember somebody came around not that long ago, maybe about 20 minutes before this, and asked me if I needed a water break or go to the washroom, something like that. Because sometimes you get assignments, which is like, you go to the computer, you punch in your code or whatever, you get your assignment, which is you go take Jessica off of, Merge, which is where, you merge the lines. Or go and take whoever, Jordan off of Long Walk, which is the one that like walks around the ride to check seatbelts and hit the start button. You kind of get those. Or sometimes you get assignments like sweep the queue and you just like have to sweep up the line. Or you get check for water breaks or whatever, and you have to go check to make sure everyone, is doing okay, especially in the summer and stuff, and like the busy times where it gets really hot. Sometimes you have to refill people's water bottles, and everyone's kind of there to support each other. And somebody came to support me and they're like, hey, do you need anything? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And they walked away. I'm like, oh man, I should have gone. But like, it's fine. Hopefully, I've been here for almost an hour. Hopefully the rotation will come around soon, because rotations are probably about 45 minutes to an hour depending on the day. All right, hello people. It is a couple months later. I'm currently filming on my phone. I didn't want to bring out my camera, so I decided to film on my laptop, but it kept glitching. So we're trying on here, and let's hope I have enough storage to get through it. Enjoy my room. I've moved now. It's a couple months later. I'm going to wrap this up as fast as possible and get to the point. Basically, like I said, I was working Merge, and I guess he walked by a few times behind me, and of course, I didn't turn around and look at him, because that would be smart of me to do. No, I didn't see him. So he walked behind me while I was at work, and he went to basically my break room, because that's where like the side entrance is for Pirates of the Caribbean, which is right next to where my attraction was. And so he went on Pirates with him and his family, and I didn't see him, and I could have gone on break, 20 minutes earlier, and I would have seen him because he's literally outside my break room. But no, so I missed him walking behind me. I missed him at my break room. I missed him for probably about 20 minutes, so that sucked. But then after I was off, like I said, I didn't bring a change of clothes, so I went home to go grab a different change of clothes, went to Epcot, which is the park he was at, and again, I kept missing him by like not a lot of time, which just absolutely sucks. My friend saw him, and I'm happy for her, and so I went with her. I literally messaged her on Twitter. I'm like, hey, I know we've never met before, but I want to go to Epcot. Justin's at Epcot. My roommate saw him, brought him onto Soarin', brought him onto his attraction, all this stuff, and knew about him shaving his head literally the night before even social media did. And I'm like, Taylor, how do you know about this before I do? But basically, I went to Epcot, I went to try and find him, and I missed him by like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Oh, he's at this attraction, so we run over there, and then he had just left. And it sucked because obviously I'm a huge Justin fan. I have been since 2010. So being able to see him and just like thank him for like helping me through school, elementary school and high school, would have been a huge thing for me. But fortunately, it didn't happen. I didn't actually get to meet him. However, he was there, and that's the story of how I almost met him. And I'm just hoping that one day I can actually meet him and actually just give him a hug and say thank you. But that is not the story for today. I have lots of lovely stories like this of I do have a story about Ed Sheeran, but I have lots of lovely stories about this of almost meeting celebrities, like A-list celebrities, such as Ed Sheeran, such as Shawn Mendes, such as Justin Bieber. And it sucks because like, these are people that I really look up to and support, and I like see them in passing, or I, miss them by like 5-10 minutes, and it's just like, it sucks. But long story short, very, very long story to sum it all up, I didn't get to meet Justin, which kind of sucked, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's cool. It's not, but it's fine. I'm fine. I'm over it, but I'm also not over it because we love that man. And as you can see on my wall over here, all my Justin Bieber CDs, clearly that hasn't changed. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you do like this video, even if it's all over the place and random, please give it a thumbs up and let me know. It helps me out a lot more than you can ever imagine. And if you want to hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate that. It, again, helps me out a ton. So hitting that subscribe button and the post notification bell would mean the world. Anyways, I love you guys. I'm going to finish editing this video and jump in the shower because my hair is hella greasy and we gotta get rid of some of this grease off of my body. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I love you all. I will see you soon. Peace out. You can also check out any of my social medias down below. I always forget to promote those to the very end. I have Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Okay, bye.